Well, howdy me howdy, I am the damn cat, and this is GTRC's round 9 finale for the GT3 series, and I see there's an issue with my camera. Lovely, lovely. Let's take care of that real quick. Maybe I got time before quality is about to start. This is, like I said, this is the finale at Road Atlanta. It's gonna be fun. This has been a fun series. It's just not been the best outcome for us. Just to section exposure. There we go. That's what we want to do. We want to update our exposure and our camera and all that. There we go. I think we're golden now. Whoop. Okay, yep, and as always, a double reset prior to qualifying starts. So qualifying for this is the same as always. We're going to have it's in practice session, practice mode, a set number of flying laps to set our qualifying time, and as all season long, it is 2 flying laps to set our time. Just waiting on Doug to who is our host, because our normal host is unavailable. And Doug is available, so he is hosting, thankfully. And someone jumped the gun. There we go. Bro, quality start. Rear in the right car. Let's go ahead and get our brake balance set here before we join the track. For this track, we're going to want some rearward balance, which I could set using the HUD, but do it this way. This way I don't forget about it. Alright, so we're going to let everyone go. Ideally, we're going to want Egon to be about halfway through the S's, which point we will go, but we also don't want to take too long because we don't want the leader catching up to us. All right, here we are. So we've made a few changes to our setup. One of the things you might notice is we're running a different rim. This is actually a new rim, came in yesterday. Basically, this is the Thrustmaster Evo system. So it's a modular wheel rim setup. So I could swap the yoke style rim out for a round one if I wanted. I could have different paddles for the paddle shifter if I wanted. I can mix and match all I want. But what's the wording I'm wanting? The trigger for me buying this was the 488 rim, which I did use last week, was having issues. I did some internal surgery on it and it seemed to work. Last week it's still kind of sketchy. I'm still kind of iffy with it, so I got another wheel system, and that is now a backup. And also the round rim that I was using, besides being kind of small, just also was actually starting to have issues with the upshift paddle. Felt like it was detaching. So again, that kind of prompted us to do something. Try to. Oh, this is not ending well. Probably I should stop gabbing and try to actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Focus on getting a good lap. So at this point we're only going to have the one shot for a good lap now. Even though when I was doing a little bit of practice earlier, I had issues on the first few laps similar to that. Something about that right-hander, I think it's because I'm hitting the curb in a weird way, so it's not letting the rear end settle as I'm getting out of the throttle, and just causing me to rear the car to go Eatsville. I think that one was more just taking too much grass. Different issue. Alright, so this lap is not going to be very good at all. Yeah, 133, that's not good. Yeah, we went way too deep on that curb. Much better. Still not a great lap, mind you. Ooh. Got impatient on the throttle there. And where are we going to start? Of course, Ishmael looks like he's going to be starting on pole. Still last place. Didn't say tires yet, Egon. Yeah, so Egon is a little late to the party, but he is good to see him now. Glad he is able to join us for at least one race. Yeah, we're gonna start on hards. Didn't go exactly as intended, but it works. Yeah, they would just get past the timing marker. 2 minutes till race starts, and then we get to kick this off. So this is going to be a 1 hour long race around Road Atlanta. For the finale, I'm kind of shocked that the finale is at Road Atlanta and not like Daytona or I'm trying to go another good track for a finale. Daytona would be good. Nerve 24 or Nordschleife or even Endurance would be good. And you could even make the argument for what track is it? Topless, maybe? As much as I would hate that track, it's actually not a bad track for a finale. But yeah, but we're doing Road Atlanta. That's not really a good finale track in my opinion. Next to the best. I mean, the best finale track is Nordschleife. Some variant of the Nordschleife, whether it's the 24-hour endurance or straight up Nordschleife. And then alternatively, because Daytona would be another good track to finish on, but we're here at Road Atlanta, track that we have, let's call it mixed feelings for. Not great, but not horrible. So we're starting at the back. We're the first lap. We're not going to try to make any moves. Kind of our thing. First lap or two, we're not going to be particularly aggressive. That's our normal thing. That's my normal spiels. I don't try to be too aggressive at the starts. I don't want to cause problems. I know I'm going to be rolling in this car, especially I'm going to this track. I'm going to be rolling roadblocks, so I don't want to be aggressive at the beginning where we're all still in cluster frick land. Yeah, it is a rolling start, which is not good. Put the radar on. So where are we? There we go. We're going to be not even at the final corner. Also good to see Trone back. Haven't seen him in a while. That could have been better. Like I said, we're trying not to get into anybody's rear bumper at the moment. We're kind of just trying to survive the first lap. You can tell I'm still very much used to the smaller round rim that we've been using all season. I'm not entirely sure how to get the right input yet. These cold hards we are not pushing. It's hard to take a few laps to warm up. So we're kind of just going to chill. Let whatever happens, happens. Try to stay close to Type R, but like I said, we're not really going to push yet. I'm basically anticipating the guy, people in front of us making mistakes. This is an easy track to make a mistake, to like a throttle happy around coming out of the ham bone onto the straight, and then also turn one is another pain point. This can be another pain point. Get sucked into overspeed like that. Should have braked earlier. So that's going to create a gap between us and Type R. We'll have to close up on this lap. Army is wanting to embrace a two-stop. Just because I don't want to be on hards very long at this track. Getting over speed, so we're going to want to brake early. Gotta be careful there, as that's a prone area that this car is prone to spinning at. So is this corner. This turn, sector 1 is kind of a danger zone for this car. Very easy to this car to go facing the wrong way. Drone. It's one position. Like I said, just taking advantage of other people's mistakes is going to be our main game plan. We don't want to get too far behind the pack though, because then, which means we're going to have to get around Type R soon and actually get a Ren, catch back up to Egon. Too much speed going into that corner. Screw that up. Ooh, that was dangerous. Too early of a turn in. Didn't get a penalty for it though, so. screw that up. Yeah, this is where we have our advantage. It's nice, long straight, especially if we can get a good exit out of it. As we're losing more time on the first half of the track than we're gaining on the straight. Or scrubbing the front tires there. Too much input. Yeah, they were going to pit next lap. Screw that up. Method to the madness. Take a lap to let these tires warm up and get some grip. Got a good turn in there. Just struggling with this first sector here. I feel like we're good everywhere else, just this first sector that we're particularly struggling with. Didn't get a good exit at all out of the ham bone. Type R is opted to go into the pits. Let's see what he's going to do. Did we gain any time or did we lose time? I think we lost time to him. I don't know how that worked. Screw that up. Fuck. Squid penalty. Actually got a better exit. This car has grunt to make up for a kind of bad exit out the ham bone. Oh, I forgot to change tires. But that might actually have been an intentional thing for him. He just took extra fuel. We took a full tank of fuel, so I'm not sure what happened there. I think that might have been another hit snafu for Type R. Didn't quite get the exit we wanted out of there. Ah. Whiffed on the rotation there. Screw that up. If we could have done a one stop on fuel, I have doubts we would have done it on tires, even if we could do it on fuel. Oh! I was hoping he was going to catch it. Then he didn't. Was not how he wanted to get around him. Real life, that would have been pretty significant damage to us as well. Probably would have put both of us out of the race in real life. Or at least would have severely compromised our front aero. Ah, that was bad. Screwing that up right now. Screw that up. I probably overfilled, but pit math is currently not mathing, so. Probably could have stopped at 75%, been alright. Let's see it. 20 minutes to go, which is what I was calculating on. A minute, say a minute and a half. 3 goes into 26. So 12. So 15 or 16 would have been appropriate. So it still would have been close to a full tank. So. Yeah, we took too much fuel. Should only took like 70% of a tank. Didn't need the full shebang, but whatever. That does mean we can actually be very aggressive on our fuel consumption if we want to be. Don't need to rev the car out, but can if we actually feel like it. I think it's at 6 laps at a minute and 20. I'm still trying to figure out how that would be. So 2 would be right under 3. Sailed that one. So far, that's really our worst mistake of the day. So that's hitting Jerome when he spun. Not much we could do there. This is why we didn't stop to wait on him. Supra's doing everything he can right now to try to hold on to that points lead. It has a very small margin of error. And ideally he's going to want fastest lap. He's probably want to finish no worse than second. Because the only way Superboy locks the championship is if he wins. At second place, at best, it's a tie. And that assumes he has fastest lap. Ish wins and has fastest lap. Ish wins the champ. Regardless of where Superboy finishes. If Superboy finishes less than second, Ish wins the championship. At this point, we're just finishing what we started. Right now we need to focus and actually try to reel in Type R so we can get better than 7th. But we also need to not let Drone catch up to us either. We need to get better exits out of the handbone. Not getting the corner we need in that corner. The turn 1 has been our nightmare all race. It's been where we've been weakest all race long. We need to reel in Type R, and we need to pull away from Drone. We need to do these things simultaneously. We have 11.5 minutes. Let's see what we can do. Didn't quite get the extra we wanted there. Screwed that up royally. Just too late on the turn in. bad as we've been taking that corner, but we're still not taking it well. We are slowly reeling Type R in. Trongobi is also slowly reeling us in, which is not good. Did not want to rotate there. Four minutes to gain basically 5 seconds on Type R. It's going to be a close one. See if we can do it. Come on. Last thing we need is for you to stop rotating. So we're losing touch because we're starting to struggle with rotating the car, especially to the right. Honestly, this is why I was only doing 20-minute stints. So I knew that rake was going to be a problem at the end. We're really struggling with turn 1 right now. Come on. Just not getting right rotation right now. Oh no, Type R underfueled. I think Egon had a penalty. It's about to get interesting, I think. Engine wanted to drag there, which is not what we need. Went for the inside move there, it just wasn't there. GG's. I had a sneaky suspicion that he was going to try it. And I think had he actually held to the inside, he probably would have had it. They just went a little too wide. That was intense there at the end. I just realized I didn't take screenshots of the qualifying order. Just save that replay. So that means we'll do like we did the other time before where we forgot we'll go through the starting grid before the race actually kicks off. Let's put up a controller. Where's it at? It's over here. Whew, this was fun. This was fun. This was fun. And unfortunately, this is the last round of it. So, so after this, we've got the remaining 2 rounds of the Elantra Trophy. That's going to be in a couple of weeks because I think we have a break next week for IRO. Some of the drivers are in that series, so we're allowing them to run in that. So that gives us that week off. Then we'll do the final 2 rounds of the Elantra Trophy series. And it's going to be... I don't remember the tracks. I don't remember the tracks. We just did Trial Mountain. I think we have Gran. One is Grand Valley. And I think the other is Blue Moon. Blue Moon, yeah. We're doing Blue Moon and Grand Valley. Those are the remaining 2 rounds of that. Ooh, this has been a fun series. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed racing in it. And looking forward to watching the replay of it just as much as you all are when we do that tomorrow. But with that, I am the Damn Cat signing off. I appreciate the likes, the shares, and follows. Helps this channel grow, helps get our message across. And our message, as always, is that you matter. You are important. The light that you bring to this world makes it that much better, that much brighter. If you need help, reach out. Whether it's to me, to someone you know and trust that you know has your back, or push them to shove, the first person who's willing to take a moment out of their day to give you a helping hand. Even if that's just in the form of sitting with you, listening to you vent over a pint of beer. The important thing is to get help if you need it. But before that can actually help you in any meaningful way, you first have to admit to yourself that you cannot do it alone, that you need a helping hand. And then reach out and ask for the helping hand. And once you get it, things will start to get better. Not necessarily easier, but better. The sun will be a little warmer, clouds will be a little less gray, and each day will be just that much better than the last. And I know that is the hardest step of any journey of self-improvement and self-recovery, is admitting that you cannot do it alone. To acknowledging that alone as individuals, we are weak. Together, united as one, are we strong. If you need help, reach out. And with that, I am the Damn Cat signing off. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope to catch y'all tomorrow, and hopefully we can get some midweek stuff going so that way Paige isn't dormant for too long. Work hasn't cooperated, but it is what it is. Until next time.